Hogan versus Flair in a first blood barbed wire steel cage match. Take my money now, right now, take it. Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to this. It's another episode of 1999 Sucked Revisited. Tonight we're going to go back to the old school. This was one of the original episodes that started it all. Uncensored 1999. I watched Uncensored 99. I watched Backlash 99 from the WWF. I concluded that these shows were bollocks and you can make an interesting series by reviewing shows from 1999. That's exactly what I started doing. People enjoyed them and we've been laughing ever since. Oh yes, it's Uncensored 1999. It's March the 14th. 1999. We are live at Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, home of Judgment Day 2000, amongst others. There are 15,930 fans on hand. Now, how's the war going? Well, let me tell you something. On pay-per-view, if nothing else, yeah? On pay-per-view, I can't tell you off the top of my head how Nitro and Raw are doing it this time. On pay-per-view, you may remember that in the last episode, I talked about WrestleMania 15, and it's truly gargantuan Buyrate, yes? This one did a 0.77 or 325,000 buys. So that's quite a big difference. Let me just bring up the... I'm sorry, I should have already had this one open for you. I do apologise. In fact, anyone else would just edit this bit out, wouldn't they? But I'm just not that kind of guy. I want you to see my mistakes. I want you to revel in my mistakes. I want you to enjoy my highs. I want you to enjoy my lows. Because I'm just that kind of guy. 2.3 WrestleMania did, a 0.77 here. So that's about, a 2.3 is roughly 800,000 buys. This one did 300,000 buys, 325,000 buys. Big difference already. This is in, This is March 99. You know, how big is that going to get over the next couple of months? We shall see. So, the goons run down their card, as is their way, and Gene Mean tells us that anything goes tonight. So surely there will be no disqualifications on this show, because that's what Uncensored is all about. Anything goes tonight. Anything is allowed. There'll be no disqualifications. The flip side, of course, is, I mean, if people do shit in front of the ref, which you know I've got a big problem with WCW shows, I've just got to let it slide, which is a bit of a comp. Gene Mean shills the hotline, and as he does every time, and then we get a video package for the Kevin Nash versus Rey Mysterio match that is coming up later on tonight. So our opening contest tonight is Billy Kidman defeating Mikey Whipwreck, who I'm sure I will call Mikey Whiplash at least once during this. I'll try my hardest not to. In an okay opener to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. So this is Mikey Whipwreck's debut with WCW here. He comes out with absolutely no music whatsoever and looks, well, he looks like a jobber, to be fair. His attire doesn't help. My missus doesn't like wrestling at all, and she's just sat chilling, playing on a tablet while I've got this on. And she just happens to look up and sees Billy Kidman and goes, he's quite tasty, isn't he? You know, he looks like a wrestler, whereas Whipwreck looks like a guy they've just got off the street, if I'm honest. So, Mikey gets a head scissors. And Henning, the reason I'm telling you this is that Henning makes me laugh because he calls him Shipwreck, which makes me chuckle. Kidman gets a drop kick, which not Mikey, to the outside. Kidman sends him into the guardrail. Back inside, we get a crossbody for 2. After a bit of brawling, Kidman's driven into the barrier. The cover gets 2. Mikey slows it down and leg drops across the rope, but Kidman pops the crowd with a clothesline. He stomps a mud hole, but he's a short powerbomb for 2. Mikey is launched to the outside, where Kidman splashes him, and then back inside, Mikey gets a nice slingshot neck breaker for 2. He hits a really, really nice DDT. Tim goes up top, but is launched to the outside. Mikey follows and dives to the outside, but crashes face first into the guardrail. After some brawling at ringside, we go inside, where Mikey gets a Russian leg sweep for 2, but they have totally lost the crowd at this point. Action's good, crowd don't give a shit. Kidman gets 2 off a roll-up, but eats a lariat. Sit-out bomb gets 2 for Kidman. Mikey goes up top, but is crotched. Kidman tries a superplex, but that is countered. Mikey Whipwreck gets a... See, I almost tried to say whiplash. Mikey Whipwreck gets a lariat off the top for 2, then gets a sweet reverse suplex off the top again for 2, and then Kidman gets a nice face buster and a shooter star press out of nowhere, gets the win at 15 minutes and 9 seconds. In my opinion, this was a bit too long. The reason I've play-by-played it is because it's one of the best matches of the night. Oh, fucking too right it is. Whipwreck looked good. for the most part. It's just the crowd wouldn't agree because they were silent through all of his offense. He got a lot of decent offense in, he got a lot of 2 counts in there, and it was all good. It's just, you know, bit long, like I say, and it wasn't a cruiserweight match as you would expect. It wasn't the high flying that you would expect, but it's all right. 2 stars. We get a promo for the Harlem Heat street fight, which is coming up next between Vincent and Stevie Ray. Basically, this one goes like this. Hogan had told both men that they're the leader of the NWO Black and White, the B Squad, if you want to call it that. So they're now having a fight to see who really is the leader. This is awful, by the way. Both these men cannot cut promos to save their fucking lives. It's bad. And then we get a promo for the main event in the second match, before the second match has started. That's a bit strange. Stevie Ray defeated Vincent in a Harlem street fight. I could not give 2 fucks about this match, and I'm sure you couldn't either. So let's go through it, shall we? Brawling on the outside, brawling in the crowd, brawling in a massive section of the crowd where there's no seats. And you sat going, why is that happening? Tony tells us that's where the hard camera goes, so they need to have the seats underneath it empty. You say so, man. Horace Hogan comes out and gives Vince a slapjack, so that Stevie Ray hits his finisher, which is also called the slapjack, and that gets the win at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Nothing to it. Dud. Yay. Next, Kevin Nash defeating Rey Mysterio in a match. Nash forced Ray to demask last month, did he not, at Super Brawl. But Rey Mysterio has now developed a sort of giant killer persona, shall we say. He has beaten Kevin Nash on Nitro. He's beaten Triple B, and he's beaten Scott Norton. A clean win here surely would do wonders for his career. How many bumps will Kevin Nash take? I say because he's facing someone like Ray, and he bumped like a bandit for him last time. I went with 6. I'm watching this with my good friend Danny Ace, who says 4. Wolfpack are in the don't you know? Nash gets a big boot, but it's a bulldog. There's 1. And a guillotine leg drop. That's 2. Then knocks Kevin Nash out to the outside. That's 3. Ray tries a baseball slide, but Nash sidesteps in, so he slides into the barrier. He's dropped on the apron, and I spot a sign in the crowd that says, Buff is my hero. Whole roster of people. He is the one that you want to live your life by. Nash puts Ray on top and elbows him off. It's quite funny, actually. He puts him up top, and so he does his here. He's I him up like that, and he's like, it's an elbow, and then he just thinks, yeah, fuck it. Puts him on top and does it again. Bam! And then Ray just goes flying to the outside. That actually was quite funny. Nash sits on the neck, but Ray goes low. He gets a drop kick and a Bronco Buster, which doesn't count as a bump. He tries a moonsault press, but Luger trips him on the outside, and Nash connects with a big boot and a jackknife that gets the win at 6 minutes and 13 seconds. God damn it, Ego was spot on before. Crowd reaction says the wrong man won, but what do we fans know, eh? We want to see more of Nash, damn it. Match was okay, nothing great. Raven cuts a promo, as does Hack, as does Triple B, as they are going to fight tonight. Jerry Flynn defeats Ernest Miller and Sonny Onoo in a crap handicap match. I'm watching this on the WWE Network, as you can probably imagine. State of the Cats Network music I've got written in capitals here. Jerry Flynn looks like Simon Cowell on roids, says Danny Ace. I have to pause this video because I'm laughing so hard. Nice belly-to-belly suplex by Flynn. Crowd don't care about anything, neither do I. Match is happening just because, apparently. There's no video package or anything like that for it. The heels, the heels can't be that evil in this one because there's no disqualifications tonight. You can do whatever you want, so they don't double team him. I just do not get that one in the slightest. But then the ref stops the cat using a chair, even though anything goes, and you're allowed to do things like that, but the ref stops him. It makes no sense. Story of the match is basically this, nice and simple, is that Onoo won't tag in. When he does get tagged in, he gets lateral pressed and pinned. He doesn't get slammed or anything, he gets lateral pressed, and you're going, what just happened? And you rewind it back and no, he just got covered. That was that. Brilliant. Woeful. Just awful. Awful, awful, awful. And yes, folks, I think it is. It's our first of 3 -star matches. We're going to go -1 with that one. Absolutely. It has absolutely no redeeming factor to it at all. There is no reason for this match to be on my fucking pay-per-view. Speaking of shit, Hack defeating Bam Bam Bigelow and Raven in a crappy Ravens rules match. Hack is the artist formerly known as the Sandman in ECW. Looks like him and Mikey Whipwreck came in together. Triple B has no music, and once again, it just makes him look like a jobber. Chastity is out with Raven, sorry. She's Raven's brother. She's hot, and she brings many, many weapons, which are used to silence. I think Hack gets legitimately knocked out in the opening minutes of this one, because he looks like he's absolutely off his face. He could just be more drunk than normal. One of the two. Tables are brought in, but a top rope bomb on Hack doesn't break the table, so Triple B has to splash him through the wood. That bit looked atrocious. Oh look, a cane is now being used. Chastity gets some tape out as Triple B gets out a second table, and then a third. He is sent into one of his own tables, and that one barely breaks as well. Even flow on Hack, and Raven tapes up the hands, and we go all Rumble 99. 4 unprotected chair shots, all worse than the last one. I mean, worse, when I say worse, I mean like, Jesus fucking Christ, nasty one. Grecian Smash Park by Triple B gets no reaction. He sets up a third table. He uses a fire extinguisher on Chastity because he can. Chastity no-sells it, returns the favour, so the Triple B can go back first through his own table, obviously. Commentators laugh at this. Chastity then sprays her brother and goes hello, so that Hack can get the win. And get this for a hardcore match here. 14:29. 14.5 minutes. Way too long. The commentators treated this match like it was a complete and utter joke. Now, if the commentators are doing that and the crowd don't give a fuck and it's being played to silence, give me one reason why I should give a shit about this match. Oh my God, right? The thing about this is, not only is the commentators treated like a joke, right? It was easily 7 minutes too long. Probably could take 10 minutes off this when he'd achieved the same result. The thing about this one is, you know me, I don't like brawling. I'm not a brawling fan. I'm a wrestling fan. I don't want to see brawling. I watch boxing or something that's fighting or MMA or something like that. That's not a very good comparison, is it? I don't like brawling as a rule. But one of the things about hardcore wrestling is that you can use the brawling in between the weapon shots. You can actually try and tell a story with it. When this match, it was just weapon shots. There wasn't the brawling element to it. So it was just crap. There's a sign behind the commentators, right? And it says, as this match is going on, this is not extreme. And it's like, that just sums it up perfectly. They're trying to do the ECW hardcore brawling and failing miserably. It's so bad. -2 stars. The goons run down the card again. Heenan gets vexed and is told off. So he turns his chair around and the fans start shouting, Barbie, Barbie. And he's sat there like this. Fucking great. Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko defeating Barry Windham and Curt Henning in a good Lumberjacks strap match to win the tag team titles. The Lumberjacks are Norman Smiley, Chris Adams, Prince Ikea, Hugh Morris, Meng, Kenny Chaos, Bobby Duncombe Jr., Kendall Windham, and Arn Anderson, who comes out on his own. They all have straps for whipping purposes. The faces here are the actual definition of a charisma vacuum, aren't they? They are, excuse me, incredible in-ring performers, but fucking bollocks. Jesus Christ, Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit. So little charisma. We saw various bids for these guys throughout the show, and they're all crap. They're just like, you're such a boring person. I really want to get behind you, but you're so dull. Heels won the Bollocks Domination tournament last time out, and they thought, well, it's a double elimination, that was stupid, let's put 2 stipulations on it here. So we've got a lumberjack match, and the lumberjacks have got straps just because. So Henning winks at Windham before the bell, which is a nice little touch. Arn comes out, as mentioned. He takes Chris Adams' place, and away we go. Henning makes a mistake of rolling to the outside and gets beats. Henning makes quite a funny joke. He says, when I was involved in a match like this, I paid off 2 guys to keep the other guys away from me. That worked for a while, until they double-crossed me. But then I didn't really pay them. That's the last time I'm going to have my brothers do anything to help me. He gets like 1 in per pay-per-view, and that was fucking great. Benoit unloads with chops on Windham. Barry bails and gets beats. Faces control on Windham until he can get a DDT on Benoit. The heels take control. Benoit runs on the outside once again. He gets beats. He gets a German and a mile tag to Dean. He gets 2 off a perfect plex and a cloverleaf, but Windham breaks up. Dean ends up on the outside where he gets all kinds of beats, and now he is your face in peril. Henning is evil, obviously, so it's chinlock central. Dean escapes, but ends up on the outside where the faces give him beats. And the commentators suggest, because Arn Anderson is all really pissed off, and they're, hey, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing here? What are you doing? And the commentators, look, they're just doing the job, and to be fair. They're just, you know, if someone comes outside, you either whip them or you put them back in the ring. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad, you're just doing the job, which is fair. Benoit gets a mild tag and cleans house. He and Windham go outside and both get beat. Then the Lumberjacks start brawling, obviously. One of the Lumberjacks gives the belt to Curt, so he whacks Arn with it, and quite rightly, Arn is not impressed with this at all, pulls out his trusty tire iron, and takes out Curt with the tire iron, and then Benoit gets a poor-looking diving headbutt, and that gets the win at 16 minutes and 58 seconds. Crowd didn't like it very much, but I thought it was okay, and let's be honest, it was night and day compared to the last 4 matches. Right, team won. Decent length. The Lumberjack stipulation may have been silly, but to be fair, it wasn't overly used. It's probably the best way I can put it. So I like that. And I actually marked out for Arn using the tire iron, believe it or not. I'm going to give this one 3 stars because I'm nice. Let's have a quick drink, and then... Perry Saturn defeated Chris Jericho in a meh dog collar match. Jericho obviously comes out to his Fed theme because we're watching this on the network. That's bollocks. Saturn has really lost it by this point, or he really is exploring his sexuality or his dress sense or something like that, because he now has yellow contact lenses in, black lipstick, and a black dress that's made of chains. I'm sat there still busy typing up what I thought about the last match, right? So he yells into the camera, "What are you looking at?" And like I say, I've been typing away. I actually jumped out of my skin because I thought, fucking Christ, where did that come from? Jericho tries to get Ralphus to put the dog collar on, but he won't and is sent to the back. Jericho stalls forever. So when he eventually gets in the ring, he hits various suplexes. He tries to bail with the predictable results. You can't bail with a chain around your neck. You fucking idiot. Where are you going to go? Heenan says he's never seen a dog collar match before, which I find exceptionally hard to believe. Saturn chokes with a chain to silence. He's dropped bollock first on the ropes to silence. He's pulled off the apron into the guardrail. I pop, the crowd don't. For reasons they just don't care. Jericho is able to counter a punch and use the chain to the testes. He crossbodies to the outside, but then wants to powerbomb Saturn, but is cradled into a Rana. Countered into a Rana. Jericho wants a gory special with the chain, but it's turned into an inside cradle for 2. Jericho goes up to Brett's rope, but is jerked off and then launched about, then put on top with he puts the dress over Jericho's face. So the implication is, you can see my bollocks. Punchy, punchy, punchy. You know, that sort of stuff. Jericho gets a spine bust and tries for the lion tamer. As he tries, this is my favourite spot of the entire show, right? As he tries for the lion tamer, Saturn pulls the dog collar around and the chain around Jericho's neck. And what this means is that as Jericho tries to turn him over to the lion tamer, it chokes Jericho. So the more he goes over with it, the more he gets choked. I think that, folks, is fucking brilliant. So he has to release the move. That is so good. So fucking great. DVD by Saturn lands on the chain, but he gets 2. Up top, Saturn wants a Rana, but Jericho counters into a super powerbomb, which gets no reaction at all. Weird. Covering gets 2. Jericho takes the chain off and wraps it around himself. He goes up top and hits a poor-looking moonsault. I think Saturn was meant to move, but didn't move far enough, and it's quite a clever little touch, actually. The wrapping the chain around himself. They're not moving much bollocks. Jericho came down his back. He tries again, but this time with a splash, but this one misses as well. And another Death Valley driver gets the win at 11 minutes and 50 seconds. The finish didn't really do it for me. The crowd didn't care for shit. It was good. It wasn't as good as their Super Bowl match, which I gave 3 stars. If you want to go 2, fair enough. But I can't go any higher than 1.5, I don't think. Yeah. At the internet position, Mikey Whipwreck is talking about his match earlier and puts over Kidman, and the guy who's interviewing him, I think it's Marc Madden, interviews him, says, the shooting star press is an unavoidable move, and you sat there going, you could just roll to your left, we could roll to your right, really, isn't it? I mean, if you're lying on the mat, and even if you're groggy, you can sort of see the guy going to the top rope, and you can think, if I time this right, just roll to my right, he'll come down, splash him, but no, fuck it. Booker T defeating Scott Steiner in an okay match to win the TV title. Champion out first. That bothers me. But it's all good, though, because when the champion comes out first, he's got Buff Bagwell with him. And the guy who's got the Buff is my hero sign, I'm sure, is made up. Can I have a moment on the Wolfpack's theme music? It's something I've never noticed before. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. You might end up in a body bag. Are the lyrics to the Wolfpack's theme? Do, 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 do. Yeah, did anyone end up in a body bag ever when the NWO Wolfpack were about? Because I don't think they did. It's like the whole that I said on the last video, the test t-shirt, guns don't kill people, I kill people. Just a lie. It's just all lies. Steiner is so happy about being the champion that he throws the belt down before the bell goes, which is nice. More just stalling. Lots of punches to start us off. Nice sidewalk slam by Booker. Steiner bails after anything he takes, which means he goes, you know, he gets moved on and he bucks off. Booker gets a crossbody, so Buff pulls him out of the ring and gets owned, because why wouldn't he just Buff? He's not my hero, for fuck's sake. But it allows Steiner to take control and we brawl in the crowd. Buff attacks while Scott distracts the referee. Why are you distracting the referee? It's no DQ. Anything goes, so why are you distracting the ref? Back and forth leads to more cheating as Bagwell chokes with a camera cable as Steiner has the ref distracted again. Scott gets a belly to belly suplex. Booker gets a kick that misses by at least a foot. Axe kick and a flapjack by Booker. Spinneroonie, Harlem sidekick misses, and Scott, and in a refreshing change, this is great. He goes for this kick. Steiner moves out of the way, and so it goes over him. But the referee sort of sees it coming as well. He ducks under it, so it goes over the ref. Because you're expecting the ref to get bumped, aren't you? Really are. Second one connects, the Booker goes up top. This time, Buff doesn't need the ref distraction and crotches him, allowing Scott to get a suplex for 2. Our hero, Buff, brings in a chair, and heel miscommunication means he hits Scott. Booker gets rid of Buff by kicking the chair into his face, and then covers Scott and gets the pin at 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, match, nothing special. Odd booking, don't get it, just do not understand it at all, because normally I'm the first person to complain about, you know, about distracting the ref and then not distracting the ref. In this time, it's one of those, why are you distracting the ref? If you hit him full force in the face with a chair, nothing will happen. It's uncensored, remember? Anything goes. You don't need to know such thing as DQs and all that shit. And you go, right, okay. 13:30 would say that it's about, well, because it felt too long, but it's all because of Steiner is fucking stalling, his jaw jacking the crowd and posing and all that. You're just going, get on with it, man. Just please get on with it. It's go away heat. It's not the boo, you suck cheat. It's, oh, fuck's sake, get on with it. Heat. It just makes you turn the TV over, sort of thing, you know? And then we get a vid showing that the cage being made. In our main event tonight, Ric Flair defeated Hulk Hogan in a first blood barbed wire steel cage match to win both the WCW Championship and the WCW Presidency for life. For the rest of his days, he will be the WCW president, which means that right now he's still the WCW pregnant. Why not? He's the WCW pregnant. You watch my vids. In the front row, a man has a sign. It says Ric Flair #1. Rick spelled R-I-C-K. You love him so much that you can't remember how to spell his name. Brilliant. Well done, WCW. If Flair loses, he'll be banned from WCW for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. Flair tells the referee to be lenient regarding bloodless. Like, if you just got a little nick, no, it's got to be a full-on, proper gusher. Now, in the weeks leading up to this, referee Little Nate, Charles Robinson, and you know, made it clear that he didn't want Flair to go. So he may be on Flair's side in this one. Things may happen. So, alright, I'd go through Buffer's intros, but they're fucking long, right? Flair, while he's doing this with the be lenient, some fans start booing him, and he's like, "Oh, you can kiss my ass if you don't like it," something like that. And you're like, that's a very Healy thing to say, you know. Hogan batters Flair from the bell. He chokes and breaks before the ref can get to 5 for reasons. He just does 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, it's all right. I'm not doing anything. Just let him get to 5. Let him get to 10 if he wants to. But nothing will happen because A, it's uncensored, it's no disqualification, but also it's a steel cage match. You can do what the fuck you want. There's barbed wire at the top, for fuck's sake. Chops and hard Irish whip. Give it a Flair flop. Figure 4 by Hogan. Flair sells it as he escapes, but he's rammed into the cage. 10 punches in the corner by Hogan. Well, 7 punches, and anything fuck you, and starts biting him. Flair is rammed into the cage so hard that he thinks the best thing to do is not bounce off it, but climb up it, which is just strange. There's a thing here, though, of course. Yes, he's rammed into the cage and busted open. And it's not just a little bit of a cut. It's not just he's got a little nick there. Oh no, this guy's bleeding heavily. So, yeah, match is over. Hogan wins. Is it? Nope. He's crotched. Hogan gets some barbed wire off the top and uses it, which means that Flair bleeds even more. Match is over, yes? Hogan wins. Nope. For reasons we keep going. It's first blood, but we just keep going. Hogan uses his weightlifting belt and then bounces off the cage. The fans start chanting for Hogan, which is odd, because he's the heel. Flair goes into the cage some more. Why aren't you stopping the match, ref? I've got on my notes in capitals. Big boot and the leg drop. Hogan covers, and quite rightly, ref goes, no, there's no covers in this match. It's first blood. And Hogan's like, all right, fair enough. He's bleeding. And the referee's like, I make all the rules here, or something. Whatever it was he said. This match continues. This makes no sense. The only way to win a first blood match is to make your opponent bleed. You can't do covers at all. It just can't. You just can't. But there's a man bleeding in the middle of the ring, and the match keeps going. And you sat watching this going, I don't know what's happening. And I like wrestling. Imagine this is someone's first WCW show. You know? At this point, you're just like, what? And WrestleMania's next week, is it? I'll watch that. I'm sure it'd be infinitely better. Oh. Hogan argues with the ref. Because it's like, but he's bleeding. You got to stop the match. Flair uses Nux, then rams Hogan's head into the cage. Guess what happens? Yeah, you know it. Hogan is busted open. So they're both bleeding now. So you're like, right, so this match now surely just can't end. Because there's no pinfall, no submission. The only way to win this match now is to escape, which has got barbed wire on the top. That's not going to happen. Out comes David Flair and Torrie Wilson. Flair's, I've said this one on the previous one, Flair's helpful advice to Hulk is to Hulk up. And it's like, well done. Flair grinds at Torrie. He's like, yeah! And it's one of those, I do not need to see that. The crowd are chanting for Hogan now, as Flair covers and the referee counts. And you're just going, I just do not understand anything anymore, ever. Surely, I mean, I know Charles Robinson had said he wants Flair to stick around, but surely, if you're going to count, you've got to count for both men. You can't just count for one of them. Hulk takes David's advice and Hulk's up. Big boot, left and the leg drop. But the referee won't count the cover. He does so reluctantly. When it was Flair's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's this one. So I'm not going to, I can't. And then, Hogan's like, well, we're both bleeding, so you've got to do fucking something. So, all right, 1, oh, I don't want to do this. 2. Oh, fuck's sake. Flair gets a delayed vertical suplex, which Hogan no-sells. Hogan bumps the ref, because that's really needed in a match like this. Flair, again, tells Hogan, Hulk up, man! That's Hulk up! Like, yeah! That's who I need as my manager! Flair goes low. Here's Arn Anderson. He takes out David Flair. Torrie jumps on his back, so he just gently puts it down because he doesn't want to hurt him. Then slides a tire iron to Rick, who uses it. Figure 4 by Flair, and the referee counts Hogan's shoulders to the mat to the world's fastest 3 count to give Flair the win at 14 minutes and 19 seconds. Guys, this is the worst match I've seen in a long time. It made no sense. How can you have a first blood match where the winner wins by pinfall? But it's clearly explained at the start of the match that the only way to win this match is to either make your opponent bleed or to escape. It's one of those two. As a match, it is dud at best. You cannot go any higher than that. But fuck me, they both bleed. They really do. They both, and it's like I say, it's not just a little cut. These both 2 men are pissing blood. The referee won't count Hogan's pin attempt, quite right, I must add, but he won't count Flair's as well. I just don't get that. Pin shouldn't be happening in the match like this. It's not good enough. It's a piss-poor excuse for a main event. It is a woeful match. I don't want to see these 2 men anywhere near the main event ever again. What's that? They're going to be in the main event for the rest of the year? Well, fuck it then. Opener was good. The tag team title match was enjoyable. The rest of this show is either average or at best or utter shit, with 3 matches coming into the minus rounds. So once again, we've got to go for 1 out of 10. Both pay-per-views this month so far, 1 out of 10. Let's hope that ECW can fucking give us something to look forward to, because this has been wank, hasn't it? What a truly garbage show. Yeah, if you want to see the tag titles, go and see that one. And the opener is a 2.5 star match kind of thing like that. The rest of it is all kinds of shit. Steiner versus Booker T being the best match out of the bunch, and that was 2 stars if you're feeling particularly nice. Yeah, I really hope that I never, ever watch this show ever again. It's twice now that I've seen this one. Never again. Never, ever again. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of this? Did you enjoy it? Can you tell me why you enjoyed it, maybe? Because I sure as fuck didn't, and the people watching it sure as fuck didn't, and they voted with their wallets, didn't they, the next week? Let's watch fucking Mania. Too right we will. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, one more for this month. I'm going to do the ECW. I think it's Living Dangerously. 99. I think it's that one. That sounds about right, doesn't it? I've been Marc P. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and check me out on Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz, and leave me a lovely, lovely comment down below. I've been Marc P. As I say, thank you again, and I'll see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys.